Hello guys, this is Ryan with PizzagateGear.com. I'm the guy who made the Pegasus museum video yesterday, and I'm also the guy that removed the Pegasus museum video yesterday. I want to talk to you about why I removed it, and I'm going to explain that now. A few days ago I contacted James Alefantis via Facebook Messenger, and I asked him if I could do a user-submitted interview with him based on user-submitted questions. So I was going to go to vote and ask you guys to give me questions you'd like for Alefantis to answer. He told me, you know, there's like a 0% chance this is going to happen, but I figured I would ask. He also asked for like my YouTube channel and all this stuff, which I gave to him because I wanted him to feel comfortable and agree to the interview. And then shortly after, I ended up uploading the Pegasus video yesterday, and within 2 hours of that video he contacted me again via Facebook Messenger, and we talked for a while. So right now I'm going to show you what we talked about. Okay guys, so this is the message chain with Alefantis. Now I had already asked him about the interview and everything. As you can see up here, it's James Alefantis. But whenever I uploaded the Pegasus video, he comes back with, "Okay man, you win." At this point I thought he just meant he was okay with the interview, which shocked me. I was like, "Interview?" And then he says, "What's your vote name?" I said, "What do you need that for?" He says, "How do I know you have any cred?" And so I went ahead and gave him my my vote name just because I really wanted this interview. But then he points out, "But your YouTube is different." Yes. And I kind of try to bring it back to the interview, and I say, you know, user submitted interview, you want to do it? And he brings it back to vote and says, "Who is hoping to help? Looks like a shield to me." Now we're going to go to the next message. So you see, "Who is hoping to help? Looks like a shield to me." And I said, "Not sure. Why do you say that?" And he says, "I know, Ryan. I think he wanted me to tell you." So at this point I can only, you know, gather that he wants me to like use my good name and vote to say that hoping to help is a shill. So I thought, you know, that's weird. So I said, "LOL, gotcha." I'm kind of just going along with whatever he says. I don't want to spook him. I just want him to keep talking. But then he comes out with, "Is he your son?" I said, "No, question mark. Oh, do you know his mom?" I'm going to go to the next one. "Oh, do you know his mom?" And I'm completely lost at this point, so I say I'm confused. And then he writes out my whole name, but he spelled my last name wrong. So I say, "You spelled it wrong." But he gets, O'Neill, sorry, I see that. And so right now I'm just completely lost in this conversation. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, "So what's up, man?" And then he says he's in trouble. And I go, "Who?" And he says, "You," in all caps. So right now, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of freaking out. You know, why is one of the, you know, GQ top 50 most influential men in Washington even contacting me, really? Like, I never thought he would, but now he's being weird and aggressive. So I say, "What for?" And we'll go to the next one. See, "What for?" And he says, "Call me and I will tell you." So I'm like, "Okay, what's your phone number?" Now at this point, I was really scared to call this guy because he's already got my Facebook. He knows where I live. Now he's going to have my phone number. So I'm really scared. So he sends me his phone number, says, "Call me now. You have 10 seconds. And he starts this countdown. Now in my head, I'm like, oh my God, should I like get some recording software for my phone? I didn't know what to do. And he did this, which of course made me go ahead and call. So the last thing he said was last chance. And at this point, I went ahead and called. So guys, then I call him. I'm nervous as can be, a little frightened, but I call him. And I had a buddy next to me, by the way, when he called. But I didn't get a chance to record it, which I, you know, wish I could have, but it's not there. But what he said was, he just started yelling at me like almost immediately. I called. He said, "Ryan?" And yeah. And he's like, went into me. But he basically said he was gonna kill me, kill my mom, kill my girlfriend, kill my son. He's going to sue me. He's going to send me to prison. All these things. The call lasted about 3 minutes, but it was literally him for 2 minutes berating me. And then I kind of like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do in that situation, but I was kind of like, yeah, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody, you know. I was on the defense, you know. So I was like, look, man, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to, you know, this is like a hobby to me. Like when I have spare time, this is what I look into. But basically, the dude just went off on me. And then he told me I had to delete my video or I would die. And my mom would die, my girlfriend would die, my son would die. And then he would sue me, my dead body. So at that point, I was pretty scared. And I was like, all right, I'll delete the video. You know, it's not worth it for my mom to die or anything like that. So I was super scared, and that's why I deleted the video. So we hung up the phone, and then he started texting me on my cell phone. So I saved all those messages, and I'm going to show those to y'all now. So these are the text messages from when we got off of our phone call. When we left the phone call, I had told him that I was going to delete the video. And the first thing he texted me back was just the Pegasus shit. Figure out how to do it, no waves. So what he meant by that is like he doesn't want people thinking there's any fishy reason that the video got deleted. So he wanted me to figure out a way to get rid of it without causing any more questions. I was still freaking out, so I said, I'm a super reasonable guy. You don't have to scare me like that. And then he's still talking about what he was previously saying. You can keep your kill room shit about the rest of it. Fix this and we are reasonable. And then he sent me a picture of me and my mom. Which was obviously, you know, he's trying to threaten me, saying I have pictures of your mom, things like that. And then he says, thanks, feel okay? I said, not really, you just threatened to kill everybody. He said, no need for all that. And then I said, you know, I deleted the video. And he said, good, blame YouTube. And then I said, delete the thread on vote 2. I was just asking him. Now, when he said blame YouTube, he meant this as a follow-up statement. Blame YouTube, they are taking things down. Then I said, delete the thread on vote 2. And he said, I think be more creative. Say you think it's nothing or something. It's your culture. So what he kept saying, like, it's your culture. When we were on the phone, we talked multiple times on the phone, but he kept saying it's your culture, like it's your world. You know how the world works. You know, kind of like, you know it best. Do whatever you think will cause the least amount of waves. And he knew I was pretty razzled at this point and frightened, so he said, calm down and think about it first. And I said, okay. He said, let's look and discuss. This might be okay. So meaning the vote thread, it might be okay to stand up by itself as long as the video is gone. This might be okay, thank you. Let me know when you have calmed a bit. I said, give me a week. So I still had a little bit of a sense of humor, but, you know, completely freaking out. And he said, ha, welcome to my world. Call me quick, I'll be nice this time, because he threatened my whole fucking life earlier. I appreciate you taking it down. And I said, I'm riding around with somebody, give me a minute. At this point, I had something I had to go do, so I went and did it, and I didn't want to call while I was in the car. Then he sent me a picture of me and my girlfriend and said, cute. Now, I knew this was him threatening me and trying to scare me, but I went ahead and said, is that you being nice? Trying not to fall into his little trap. But he said, not yet. So call quick, then I can go to bed with less worries. I let him know the mods deleted the post off vote, and then I'd call him in 5 minutes. He said, okay, what's mods? And I let him know mods are moderators. I thought he was a little bit hipper than that. He said, draws attention? I said they deleted it because my content was removed, I guess. The reason they gave me was reason 1, 2, and 3. So they said I broke rules 1, 2, 3. He said, looks there. So he checked on it and saw it was still there. And I said, well, I said it's deleted. Or it says it's deleted. And then they also sent me this message from Vote. It looks like you're trying to make money off of this. Link doesn't work. so they were referring to PizzaGateGear.com. I sell T-shirts about Pizzagate stuff to help spread awareness. And he said, that's on vote. And then I said, I'm about to call. He said, okay. Oh, okay. At this point, I went ahead and called. I mean, on this call, I'm just going to talk about it, but he was nicer, I guess. But he, you know, assured me that I would die if, you know, I didn't take this video down and stop bothering him. And at one point during that conversation, I said, this is, you know, literally the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And he pointed out, he said, one more thing, this happened to me. You created this. You can uncreate. And I just wanted to let him know, like, you know, there is a chance that, you know, that this stuff is not going on. Now, I think something weird is going on, but that doesn't mean that, you know, it's child trafficking or pedophilia or anything like that. I think they're trying to hide something, and I'm curious to what that is. So I'm just letting him know, like, hey, I think it's an interesting subject. Just doing research on a hobby, basically. I would never want my family or myself to have any harm done because of this. And he went to reinforce this, meaning you create it for yourself, you can uncreate. Yeah, well, it's good you didn't end up like Welch in jail for 35 years, or everyone who's getting sued. You can find a much more profitable and beneficial hobby. And I said, I mean, nothing I did was wrong, but wrong or not, it's just not worth it. Meaning, like, I don't think what I did was wrong at all, but it's not worth me risking, you know, the life of everyone I love. So at this point, I was just, you know, screw this. And then he went on to say, actually, lots of what you did is illegal and punishable, but it's expensive to sue, so people don't do it. I can explain it to you someday. There would also be criminal, meaning state charges on some of it, but you would need someone smart and connected who would want to make sure it was enforced, and so far you don't have that. I let him know, like, look, man, I took down the video. You win by a landslide. And he says, so go to sleep. Thank you for that. It's appreciated. And by the way, this story is a pack of lies. And I go, what is it then? Pure garbage? He said, yep. I mean, that wall is the same wall. So right here, he lets us know that the room from his Instagram photo where they hashtagged it kill room, where they hashtagged it murder, when they talked if he was burying a body, all those things, he said, that wall is the same wall. And I said, oh, I confirmed that, talking about the video, LOL. But he confirmed it, really. He let us know 100% that that is the wall. But then he goes on to say, but what the hell does that mean? And our families deserve to be safe. And I 100% agree with that. So I said no doubt. And I can't stress that enough, that, you know, everybody needs to remain safe, guys. Nobody needs to go out there doing anything on their own. But we'll continue. And I said, what were y'all building in the room? Why the trenches? So I got a little bit more comfortable and I was asking a few more questions. But he wasn't having it. He said, you are too much, man. On the edge of total destruction, still curious. I let him know, look, I'm just curious for myself. No worries. And he said, FBI liked your video, so there is something. And plumbing. Have you ever run plumbing? I said, LOL. To build a room, it's not trenches. Any basic construction worn would see the difference. So the kill room stuff was just a joke? And he corrected himself, said difference instead of different next. And I said, I don't know about that stuff, referring to plumbing. And he said, ugh. Referring to me talking about the kill room question. I said, sorry, I'll stop asking. He said, you don't know what? It's a freaky room. Now, I think he meant frickin' room, but whatever. Oh, he said, you don't know what? He's asking me a question. I said, about construction, plumbing and stuff. And I think he meant it's a freaking room. And he goes, that's why people put shit on Instagram. Then he posted a photo of one of my old jobs that I had worked on. And he says, you never move pipes, I guess. You are a decorator. And I say, I've designed a few bars. Do you like? You're quite the designer. So I was just trying to get him to talk to me more. But he said, one more thing. If one of these assholes gets near my mom or her house, that's it for you. That Bethesda fellow's driving over tomorrow. Bethesda is a member of Vote that said he was going to go by this place. I'm asking you, Bethesda, right now, please don't go by there. But he goes on to say, I'm sure nothing will happen, but if it does, I said, they've been talking about Pegasus for a while. Honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to get it off of me. Like, it's not all me, man. Like, this was a community effort. And he said, everything they say about me is true, except I don't like kids at all. You should soon take all your shit down. Busted for profiteering. So, when we were talking on the phone earlier, he asked me what are some of the reasons I could say, and I was like, well, you know, probably about 5% of the people following this out there do not like that I make Pizzagate shirts. And I was like, you know, we could always take that angle to say why I deleted the video. So he went on to say, busted for profiteering. Take all the shit down and say it's because you were busted for profiteering. And I let him know, will do. And he says, night. But it still goes on. I say, good night. And I say, do I take it down now or later? And again, he says, it's your culture. I said, heard, which is actually kitchen talk for understood. He said, maybe all, probably best. Disappear, profiteer gone. I'm going to protect my family now or soon, referring when I should take the video down. I said, again, will do. And he says, and I don't really want to hear about you again from anyone. Good night, Ryan. And I said, I'm telling you I'm done. This is way too real. And again, it reminds me that I have a cute girlfriend. And I said, thanks, man. Lucky boy. Keep your vote profile, though. So I feel like he wanted me to keep my vote profile so I could do some shill work for him. That's just my guess. Why else would he want me to keep my vote profile? Then he says XO, and he sent me 2 ping pong paddles, some kind of kissy lips, some painted nails, and some money. So pretty interesting stuff. I got a few more things to say, and then I'll let you be done. You can leave me your comments. Okay, guys, so I just want to talk with y'all for a second. This has been like the craziest 24 hours of my life. I've been threatened worse than I've ever been threatened before, with harsher consequences than I've ever had to deal with. So I just want to plead to you guys. I'm putting this information out there. I'm very scared that something bad's going to happen to me or the people I love. I'm very concerned about this, but I'm putting it out there to you guys. But I am going to ask y'all that you do not go to Pegasus. Do not go to this location. We have law enforcement agencies for this, and no matter how right we think we are, there's a chance we could be wrong. So please don't do anything that would put me in further danger or risk even more, or for yourself as well, or for anybody that could be there or around. So guys, please be smart with this information. I'm sorry I took down the video, but at the time it just seemed like the only thing that was a real possibility for me to do at that time. But again, guys, I can't stress enough, don't go there. This isn't your fight. This isn't our battle. Leave it to law enforcement agencies. We'll do as much investigative work as we can do, but please do not go there. Alright, guys. Thank you. If you get a chance, check out PizzaGateGear.com. Look at my shirts. But beyond that, guys, that's all for today. And hopefully I'll be around tomorrow. Keep up the good fight.